Lord, you will take your blade away from my lord, and you will do it now.
Ever since the release of its first episode back in October of 2015, it didn't take long for The Last Kingdom to be accepted as one of the most popular franchises in the history of BBC Two. With an engaging script as adapted from the Saxon stories and the slew of favorable characters that have been developed to perfection, it's really no wonder that Season 5 of the franchise has become one of the most anticipated releases of the year. But what do we really know about the 5th season of The Last Kingdom, and when can we expect it to make an appearance on our television screens? Well, whether you're a fan of the Viking-like combat or just want to know more about one of the greatest historical dramas ever made, you've come to the right place. And we're also about to explore everything there is to know about Season 5 of The Last Kingdom. So strap yourselves in and get ready for a Dane invasion as things are about to get interesting. But before we get into it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe with notifications turned on so you don't miss out on any of the new videos that we post. The renewal of The Last Kingdom. The Last Kingdom returned with an exciting 4th season in April of last year, which saw Uhtred of Bebbanburg, as portrayed by the charismatic Alexander Draymond, fighting his way through challenger after challenger in an attempt to take him back home. But fans were clearly disheartened when Season 4 came to an end without there being any mention of a Season 5 in the future. Look, there's no doubt that the franchise is one of BBC Two's best properties before taken on by Netflix, but what really had viewers worried was the effect of the global health situation was having on the filming industry, which led to a number of states and countries not only shutting down their borders, but entering a hard lockdown, which had the effect of closing all sets. For a while, nobody really knew how long it would take for things to get back to normal, which is why networks and streaming platforms thought twice about releasing information regarding the renewal of certain franchises. Luckily for fans of The Last Kingdom though, Netflix confirmed a few weeks after the end of Season 4 that The Last Kingdom was indeed being renewed for a 5th season. When discussing the reason for the renewal, Nigel Marchand of Carnival Films said the following: "We're really proud of The Last Kingdom, which continues to entertain audiences all over the world. We had such a tremendous response to last season, we are thrilled to be bringing it back for Season 5 on Netflix. With such a loyal fan base, we're excited to give viewers a chance to follow Uhtred on the next stage of his quest." When speaking to Variety, Alexander Draymond also referred to the incredible work that fans have done to advertise the show using word of mouth, concluding that is the best of them that they have been able to renew The Last Kingdom for another season. The fan base of The Last Kingdom has been the driving force behind the making of Season 5. The only question that remains is when we can expect this 5th season appearing on our television screen. The release date of Season 5. As of right now, Season 5 of The Last Kingdom has not been given an official release date, which makes sense considering the effects of the global health situation that is still being felt by the streaming giant. It used to be the case that Netflix would release an announcement regarding the release date of a property just after that property had been renewed, but things are a little different now. Many titles found themselves being delayed by the lockdown of certain states and countries last year, but the return of cast and crew to these abandoned sets a few months later didn't exactly bring things back to normal. In fact, the number of safety precautions and regulations had to be abided by. This is why Netflix stopped announcing release dates early on and adopting the practice of only releasing this information once the filming and post-production of the title has wrapped. It's for this reason that fans of Stranger Things and The Witcher still have no idea when they'll be able to watch Season 4 and Season 2 respectively, and would appear as if Season 5 of The Last Kingdom hasn't wrapped up just yet, as no official announcement has been made in respect of its release date. It's also pretty difficult to make an assumption as to when the franchise will continue based on its previous release schedule. You see, the release of the previous season of The Last Kingdom has been sporadic at best. The first 2 seasons, which were released by BBC Two, hit screens in October 2015 and March 2017 respectively, leaving around 1.5 years in between them. The franchise was then snapped up by Netflix, who released Season 3 in November of 2018 and Season 4 at the end of April of last year. Since filming began back in October of last year, it's safe to say that we can't expect Season 5 to arrive anytime soon, although it may be possible to binge it when late 2021 comes around. That being said, this all depends on the number of delays which the show experiences, meaning that could also be the case that we only see Season 5 early next year. So let's hope for the best, but expect the worst. The cast of Season 5. Since The Last Kingdom takes place at a time where bloody battles are as common as forgetting to buy milk, some of the cast members will not be returning for Season 5 of the franchise. Father Bioka, for example, as portrayed by the brilliant Ian Hart, will not be reprising his role due to the fact that his character has drawn on his last breath. Marchand actually discussed the loss of Hart in a recent interview, saying the following: "It was really hard to lose Ian Hart, who is such a fantastic actor, but we've always tried to show that the battles have real consequences." That is then folded in with Uhtred's impetuousness in feeling that this is the right moment to retake Bebbanburg without fully realizing the repercussions. Speaking of repercussions, there's no doubt that Alexander Draymond will be returning as Uhtred, as the Last Kingdom has essentially designated him as the leading man of the franchise. Since Father Bioka has always been a father figure to him, we expect that season 5 will be exploring how he deals with the effects of his rushed decision has had. We also had to say goodbye to Aethelred, who was brought to life by Toby Regbo. Although his character was far from the most loved due to the incredible cruel things he had done over the runtime of the show, his dramatic ending brought a certain amount of redemption. By the time he had passed on, viewers got the feeling that he had learned from his mistakes and regretted the various things he had done to Aethelflaed. Sina and Stipa have also been robbed from the world, so you shouldn't be expecting either Magnus Brunn or Adrian Bouchette to show up on the set of season 5. There is, however, some doubtfulness on whether Eliza Butterworth will be returning to reprise her role as Aelswith, whom we last saw being poisoned by Athelhelm. When discussing her role in season 4, Eliza said the following: "It was really exciting to play her in those more sensitive sides, not only emotionally but also now physically. We really see her completely unraveling and becoming so weak, and those around her feeling complete and utter sympathy and realizing that they do not need her around. It's quite sad to maybe see her go, so we don't know. That being said, there's no doubt that her poisoner, as portrayed by Adrian Schiller, will be returning in season 5, but according to Schiller, Athelhelm's luck might be running out pretty soon, meaning he might not be lasting the entirety of the 5th season. All other main characters of the franchise have been confirmed though, so if you haven't heard the name of your favorite character, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. At least we hope not. Remember, the majority of this is conjecture at best, since next to no official information has been released on the topic. The plot of season 5 of The Last Kingdom. According to the official synopsis released by Netflix regarding the 5th season of The Last Kingdom, Uhtred will realize that his destiny is linked by a lot more than just Bebbanburg. Although Bebbanburg will always be his home, it looks like Uhtred will be planning to make a name for himself by tying his journey to the future of England, making the country one that is accepting of Danes in the days to come. It is a story as old as time, with the downtrodden rising up and eventually making it to the throne that they so desperately want to sit on. And while Uhtred has never been too concerned with being a king, we think that seeing Father Bioka dead will result in him questioning whether taking Bebbanburg was actually the right thing to do. It's also likely that he comes up to the decision that war needs to come to an end, and that the only way to end the war for generations to come is to get a Dane to sit on the throne of England. There will be many battles to face before this can actually take place, with season 5 being nothing more than the beginning of this long journey. What we can probably expect though is for Aelswith to return after somehow recovering from being poisoned by Athelhelm. Even Schiller believes that the time has come for Athelhelm to bite the dust after all, and what better way to do this than through an insane revenge plot by the woman he tried to murder. But what do you think of the future of The Last Kingdom? Feel free to let us know in the comment section down below. There we'll meet you, and until next time, we'll catch you later.